In California, it takes 664 hours of training to become a police officer. It takes 1,500 hours to become a barber to be able to cut hair. And if you want to be a teacher, well, you've got to have a 4-year degree, pass a bunch of tests, and do a lot of student training. Do you know how many hours of training it takes to become a father? Well, arguably one of the most important roles in the world. And we get little to no dad education. In this video, I'm going over 6 ways that father education can drastically improve your life. You might consider getting a little educated. Hey guys, I'm Jason Kreidman, creator of the Dad University Parenting Program. Through my course, I help dads go from overwhelmed and confused to calm and confident parent. If you're interested in learning more, I've put my contact information in the description below. Set up a phone call and we'll see if you're a good fit. One of the questions I have, and maybe you can help me with this: why do men not seek out dad education? Do we just assume that we're going to be effective at being a father? Will we know how to take care of our baby and teach our child the ways of the world? And sure, everything's just going to be fine. This is our problem. We just don't know this stuff. Most of us have not been trained or educated on how to be a father. You are watching this video and that is awesome. You want to learn more. But what about the millions and millions of fathers who will never read a book on how to care for a baby? Or going to watch a video on how they can be a better dad? Or listen to a podcast on effective parenting? You certainly can be a good father without doing any of those things. But the likelihood of you being a great father is just that much better when you educate and train yourself on fatherhood. Here are 6 ways that your life will improve with father education. Number 1, gain more confidence. Probably the biggest impact of dad education is increasing your confidence as a father. When we lack confidence in something, it's usually because we lack experience or we're just not familiar with it. We don't know what to do. When it comes to being a father and you're not taught how to handle this situation or how to deal with that, of course your confidence is going to be low. And if you didn't have a great father as an example, then you didn't get to see what being a good father is like. When you go through dad education and you read books or watch videos or listen to podcasts or whatever you're doing to educate yourself, you begin to realize that these situations that you are faced with are not unique. Millions of fathers have gone through the same thing. The difference is that there are optimal ways of handling these kinds of situations that make it better for you and your child. Having confidence in your parenting is like a superpower. You know what is going to happen before it happens. And you feel powerful and confident in most parenting situations that you are faced with. Number 2, reduce your stress. Let's be honest for a second. We often allow our children to contribute to our stress level. That's our thing, and I've made videos about how we allow others to affect us. But when you don't know how to handle a situation or you're unfamiliar with something, that can add quite a bit to your stress level. You may stress that you are doing something wrong or that you may even screw up your child. That can be really stressful. Father education can help you reduce your stress level. When you understand why your child is doing what they're doing or their motivation behind their behavior, your stress level goes down because you have an understanding. It's sort of like the confidence. When you have an understanding of what's going to happen even before it happens, or you see something happening and you know exactly why it's happening, your stress level is reduced. Your confidence goes up and your stress level goes down. Here's an example. Your baby is crying. And for many, that is very stressful. I know it was for me. But when you're educated or you've learned that the baby either has gas, needs to be changed, needs to be fed, or is tired, those are the reasons that typically your baby is crying. But when you know that, you're going to be less stressed. Whereas if you don't have that information, then yeah, it can be very stressful because you don't know how to solve the problem. Again, the unknown is stressful. So when you have dad education and you learn about these kinds of situations so you know what to be prepared for, your stress level is drastically reduced. Number 3, become more patient. So I was taking a parenting class back when my son was a toddler, and I learned that a toddler will often take 10 to 15 seconds to respond. And that was kind of interesting because we would do bath time and I would tell my son, okay, it's time to get up and get out of the bath. And I would wait 2 seconds and then I'd say it again, like, hey, come on, let's get out. Come on, it's time to get out. And part of that was my impatience. Now, when I learned that a toddler can take 10 to 15 seconds, I said, you know what, I'm going to try that. So the next time that he was in the bath, I said, hey, it's time to get out. And I waited. And I waited. And I waited about 10 seconds. And all of a sudden, he stood up and was ready to get out. So now, if I didn't have that kind of education and learned that information, I would have definitely continued my impatience. So situations like that and many others, you learn as a parent that patience is very important. You know, children move at a much slower pace than we do. So it's important that you learn patience, and dad education is going to help you do that. Number 4, connect with your child. Building connection comes from spending time together, but it also comes from effective communication with your child. In my Dad University program, we cover a lot about how communication is the entry into connection. For many dads, connecting with their child is a big priority. You may not be spending a lot of time with your child. Maybe you work and you don't see your child a lot. And as a result, you want to make those moments count. Well, in order to do that, you have to connect with your child. So dad education is going to teach you how to connect with your child. Make those moments count so you can establish that strong bond. Number 5, relationship impact. Educating yourself about being a good father will absolutely impact your relationship in a positive way. There's a couple reasons for this, and in my program, we go over that in detail as we have a whole section dedicated to your relationship. When you practice empathy and gratitude and communication, those are going to spill over into all of your relationships. Your relationships at work, but more importantly, your romantic relationship. You may have set out to improve your role as a father, but as a bonus, you're going to improve your relationship. Number 6, happier family. Dad education affects everybody in the house. When you learn to communicate more effectively, there's going to be less arguments. When you learn to be more patient, there's going to be more calm in the house. And when you are confident, there's going to be more routine and efficiency in the way you parent. All of this impacts the entire household in a positive way and brings more happiness to your family. Whether it's going through Dad University in my course or reading other people's books and watching their videos or listening to podcasts, doesn't matter. Continue to educate yourself. I urge you to never stop learning. As your children get older, you're going to have new experiences and new challenges. So educate yourself, and those challenges and experiences will be that much easier to go through. If you do want to further your dad education, my parenting program will certainly help you do that. If you want to learn more, I'll put my contact information in the description below. I would love to hear from you. Where do you currently get your father education from? Do you get it from books, watching videos? Is this your only source of dad education? Put your feedback in the comment section below. Also, it really helps us spread our message and get this video to more people if you hit that thumbs up button. If you know anybody that might enjoy this video, please share it with them. We'll see you next time.